Okay, so seeing as today is the 14th of Adar Aleph, which is called PURIM KATAN, I thought that it's the last simon in Shulchan Aruch. So we'll get to the end of Hilchos Purim. But if we get to it around Purim time, we're going to have to remember for next time there's an Adar Aleph what to do. So I thought let's do the simon now, and then it's not the order of the Shulchan. We'll do the simon now, and then we'll go back to Hilchos Tefillin when we finish the simon, and then.
So we're going to do Purim now.
So we're just going to do the last simon, which is the simon. But just so we know what to do today and tomorrow. What does it mean, PURIM KATAN? Today's PURIM KATAN, tomorrow's Shushan PURIM KATAN. Today's Yud Dalet, tomorrow's Tesvav, and what are the ramifications? So let's have a look at that, and then we'll go back to Hilchos Tefillin. Okay, that's the idea. So it's the very last simon in Shulchan Aruch. It's in Tov Reish Tzadi Zayin. On page 326 in my one. Okay. Okay, so in Tov Reish Tzadi Zayin, Sif Aleph. Yom Yud Daled, which is today, V'tes Vov Sheba Adar Rishon, Ein Neuflim Al Pneihem. No Tachnun. Right? We didn't say Tachnun this morning, we won't say Tachnun tomorrow. Vein oim mizmo ya'ancho Hashem b'yoim tzara. The mizmo that we say, Chaf of Tehillim, we say between Asher and Avol Tzion, ya'ancho Hashem b'yoim tzara. We don't say it. It's not a Yom Tzara today. The day of happiness, it's not a day of distress. Yom Tzara is a day of distress, and we don't say ya'ancho Hashem b'yoim tzara on a day which is a day of happiness. Ve'asurim behesped v'tanis. And it's also to have haspedim, to have eulogies. Today we don't do eulogies. V'tanis, and one's not allowed to fast. Avol shar dvorim ein noyagim bohem. And then even the Shulchan Aruch brings a second opinion that some say that one may eulogize and fast on Purim Katan. Says the Umar Hagor, the minhag is like the first opinion. Right? That one's not allowed to fast or eulogize on Purim Katan. Okay? Okay. Let's have a look now at the MISHNA Berura on that, and then we'll continue with the Ramah afterwards. Let's have a look at the MISHNA Berura, Sif Katan Aleph. Sif Katan Aleph in the MISHNA Berura. Ulukula alma ein omim ala nisim. Given to ein koyam Megillah. According to everyone, we don't say ala nisim, seeing as we don't read the Megillah. If one by mistake says ala nisim today or tomorrow, then you don't repeat shemoneh-esrei. Sif Katan Beis Yancho. Ve'ein omim keilei chapayim. This would be relevant on the day when we lein. This year it falls on Tuesday, Wednesday. There's no leining. On a day when there's leining, then the keilei chapayim, which we say before we take out the Sefer Torah, we wouldn't say. But PURIM KATAN Beis Yomim on both the 14th and the 15th of Adar Aleph. The Lam Naseach Yancho ve'keilei chapayim shovim heimo. Lam Naseach, the Yancho Hashem b'yom tzara and keilei chapayim have the same halachas. On days when we don't say Yancho Hashem b'yom tzara, we also don't say keilei chapayim.
Purim Katan is 2 days?
So we're talking about Yud Dalet and Tesvav. Yud Dalet is Purim Katan, and Tesvav is Shushan Purim Katan. Okay. So the Shulchan Aruch started off Yom Yud Dalet with Tesvav. We're talking about both of them, right? The very first words of the Shulchan Aruch. Yom Yud Dalet with Tesvav, Ein Neif Na'Pnei. We're talking about both days, on both the 14th and the 15th of Adar Aleph. We don't do Tachnun, we don't say Yancho Hashem b'yom tzara. All these things are on both days.
Across the world, it has nothing to do with walled cities now.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. It's the same in Adar Beis as well. On Adar Beis as well, even though Purim is only one of the 2 days, however, both days we don't say Tachnun, and both days we don't say Yancho Hashem b'yom tzara.
Right.
Okay. Let's continue. Says the MISHNA Berura, Umizma la'osof b'Purim Katan mekomis yesh. Yesh mekomis yesh b'levov she'eino moseh b'chol yom she'eino mim tachnun. V'yesh mekomis she'omrim. Rak b'yom halal eino mim mizma la'osof. Frankfurt am Main. So he's bringing machlokas here if you say Mizmor Ossof. I think he's talking about the Mizmor Ossof that they say at Beis HaKvoros, at Levaya. I'm not sure. I assume that's what he's talking about. So he brings a machlokas here if one says Mizmor Ossof on Purim Katan or not. Is it dependent on Tachnun, in which case we would not say it on Purim Katan because we don't say Tachnun on Purim Katan, or is it dependent on Hallel? And seeing as it's not a day of saying Hallel, it's not such a joyous occasion, therefore one does say Mizmor Ossof. Imchol Purim Katan b'Shabbos Eim Omrim Tzutz. On a day when Purim Katan falls on Shabbos, one doesn't say Tzidkos in Mincha. Again, Tzidkos is dependent on Tachnun. Seeing there's no Tachnun, on a day we don't say Tachnun, we don't say Tzidkos. Okay. Misheira lo neis ba'adar v'kibel al atzmo la'asos tomid yom mishte v'simcha. Im ira b'shana pshuta oisa b'rishon. Someone who had a personal nace happened to him in Adar, and therefore he accepted upon himself as a day of mishte v'simcha. The nace happened to him, and he turns it into a day that he remembers every year by making a sources mitzvah to remember this occasion. Im ira b'shana pshuta oisa b'rishon. If it happened in a regular year when there's only one Adar, then in a year, then in a leap year when there are two Adars, then he celebrates this day in the first Adar. If it happened in a leap year when there's two Adars and it happened in the second Adar, then obviously he would keep it in the second Adar. So if it happened in a regular year, which is called the Shana Pshuta, a regular year, then he should keep it in he should keep it in the first Adar. If it happened in a leap year, then whichever Adar happened in that Adar he keeps it. It's called Suda Shoisen Lezechen Niflois Hashem with Suda's mitzvah. That Suda has a halacha of the Suda's mitzvah. Any Suda that one makes, any meal that one makes, in order to remember the the wonders of Hashem, is called the Suda's mitzvah. Says the Mishnah Berura Koden Gimel the Tainis. Aval Avelis l'kul alma noig ba'adar rishon. Avelis, if someone's chas v'shalom is an ovel, a mourner, then it does apply in Adar Rishon. Im noda befeirush lis'anis b'Purim Katan, yesh oim d'chal ha'neder d'haver minhag ba'alma. If one made a neder that he's going to fast, he made a vow that he's going to fast on Purim Katan, then some say that the neder is chal, because it's only a minhag not to fast. It's not an issa to fast, it's only a minhag, and therefore the vow does take hold, and he has to fast. If he made a vow to fast on every Monday and Thursday all year, then if Purim Katan fell on Monday and Thursday, he would not need to fast, because the assumption is that he did not intend to include Purim Katan within this vow. So if Katan Daled, Yud Daled. Okay, now let's have a look. Let's go back to the Ramah. Okay. But back to the Ramah. Yesh Omrim. It's on the fourth word of the Ramah. We read the first. We have Yesh Omrim Shechayv laharbis b'mishte v'simcha. Some say that one has to increase in mishte, drinking a feast of drinking alcoholic beverages, v'simcha, and happiness. B'yud daled shabbat Rishon. On the 14th of Adar Rishon. Here it says only the 14th. Here it does not say the 15th. Right? The halachas we saw before about Tachnun and Yan Chashem B'Yom Tzara and Hesper the Tainis were on both the 14th and the 15th. Here, when it comes to be marabet, increasing in have a joyous meal, it's talking about only on the 14th of Adar Rishon, not the 15th. Ve'ein noyagin kain. Says the Ramah, our minhag is not to increase in Mishnah B'Simcha. Mikol mokim yarbek pasuda k'dei l'teis yedei hamachmirim. So machlokes, our minhag is not to. And it says the Ramah, one should increase a little bit, add a little bit to one's meal in order to follow the opinions of the machmirim, those who say that one should have a festive meal. V'toiv leiv mishte tomid. The Ramah ends off with this pasuk. This is the end of Shulchan Aruch, the end of this whole section of Shulchan Aruch. He ends off with this pasuk Tov Leiv Mishte Tomid, which is the pasuk for Mishle. it literally means, in the context of the, not literally, in the context of Mishlei, it means that someone who is he's happy at heart, he's happy with what he has. Samech b'chelko. He's mistapik with what he has. He's happy with Mishta Tomid. Then he's always happy. It's as if he's eating and drinking all day. It's as if he's having festive meals all day because he's happy with it. If whatever he has, however little it is, he's happy with it, then he'll always be happy. However, here the Ramah taking it out of context. It's clear that he wants to end off the Shulchan Aruch with this pasuk. So he's encouraging us. He's just after encouraging us to increase a little bit in have a festive meal on Yud Daled on the 14th of Adar Aleph in PURIM Katan. So he's ending off with this pasuk, which according to its very literal meaning means that someone who's good of heart always feasts. Right? Okay. Let's have a look at the MISHNA Berura on this. It's Cotton Daled, Biyud Daled. The 3 lines from the bottom of the MISHNA Berura on the page 326. 3 lines from the bottom of the MISHNA Berura on the left column. Biyud Daled. Avalo b'tesvav av likrachem amukofim choyma. But not on the 15th. This halacha of increasing in having a festive meal is only on the 14th, not on the 15th. Even in places which have a wall. So even in Yerushalayim, says the MISHNA Berura, they should increase and have a festive meal today, not tomorrow. On the 14th, not on the 15th. There are some who argue on the MISHNA Berura, but this is the opinion of the MISHNA Berura, that even in walls, cities surrounded by a wall like Yerushalayim, they do it on the 14th, not on the 15th. Says the MISHNA Berura, Bagois tashpitz kosav, the yesh laharbes. The tashpitz says that one should be marbe. These are, just so we understand who we're talking about here, the tashpitz was Rav Shimshon bar Tzodek, who was a Talmud of the Maram Rottenberg. We're talking about in Ashkenaz in Germany about just under 700 years ago. Okay, here's the tashpitz. The Hagoy's tashpitz is Rabbeinu Peretz, who's a generation after him, which is in the same area. It's in northern France. He was from Courbel in northern France. He wrote a pirush on the tashpitz. So we're talking about Rishonim in Ashkenaz about 650 years ago. So he says that there is a chiv, one should have a special meal on Adar Rishon, on Purim Katan. Rabbeinu Yechiel with Paris. It's also around the same time, the same place. Also in France, around that time. Rabbeinu Yechiel with Paris. Rogil leharbois ulehazmin bnei Odom. So Rabbeinu Yechiel with Paris would even invite people. Right? He would invite guests for his meal. This is what the Ramah ends off, that it's good to have to feast the whole time. As we said, the literal meaning, the pasuk does not mean us when to feast the whole time, but the Ramah is using it here in its very literal meaning, that one should have a feast. It is a good thing to lichvoid hanes in order to honor the nes of Purim. It is a good thing to be marbe in Mishnah. Okay, so to summarize what we've seen, we saw that in both Yud Daled and Tesvav, both in Purim Katan and Shushim Purim Katan, today and tomorrow, there's no Tachna, there's no Lam Natzayach, and there's no eulogizing, no Hespedim or Tanesim, not to fast. Other halachos we saw which are not relevant this year, noted kosher, etc. And we saw with regard to having a special meal on the 14th, which is today. The halacha, there are more paskins that one should be marbe a bit. We don't have a meal like we have Sudas Purim, but one should be marbe a bit. One should add an extra tavshil, maybe drink a cup of wine. One should try and be marbe a bit with mishta v'simcha. And Rabbeinu Yechiel would even invite guests. One should have a little bit more of a festive meal.